All right, traders, a very warm welcome to you all. This is Devang from the Financial Analyst, and let's talk about the markets, what's gone and what's to come by. Welcome to the post-market analysis. So, going forward, I want to teach you a lot of things. I always plan to teach you something new in all of my videos. You probably have noticed that. So from today, I want to teach you one or two rules every single day in these videos so that not only do you learn about the markets, but also you'll be learning about my mistakes, things that I have learned the hard way, because it's not always about talking about money. It's also about getting yourself conditioned in a particular manner, because that's how you can consistently earn money. Don't run after money, run after knowledge. If you run after knowledge, money will follow. So first of all, let's talk about Jesse Livermore. So in 1900s, 100 years back roughly, he said this very important thing. He said that stocks are like people. They have personalities. That's what Gann said. Law of harmony, law of vibrations. Markets, they are not unbiased. Markets are a form of nature. They are unbiased at all. Think about this scenario. So I was talking about these messages in one of my bold project seminars last Sunday. And I told these people, because a lot of people, when they make a loss, they start blaming the markets. And that is the worst thing that you can do, because you have to understand markets like nature. They are unbiased. They don't really care who you are. You might have worked 10 years to get where you are right now, or it might be your first day watching this video. Markets do not care. Think like this. If you are standing at the beach and there's a tsunami following you, the tsunami is coming towards you, you're standing at the beach, right? You are going to get swept away. Whether you are old, whether you're young, whether you are an experienced person who was ready for it, or a person who was unaware the tsunami was coming, the tsunami will sweep you away. That's what the markets are trying to tell you. If you're not ready for what's to come, markets will sweep you away in the right direction or wrong direction. So you have to understand markets are unbiased. Now, coming back to what Jesse Livermore said, stocks are like people, they have personalities. Let me give you an example. Very, very important. Why I'm telling you this, you'll understand in 1 minute. Give me some time. Videos are slow, but I hope they're informative. Let me know let me know in the comments. Let me know on the likes, subscribe, share, whatever you always do. Support me and means the most to me. So I remember this trade that I did. It was in one of the coffee stocks. It was a very long time back, 1 year back or something. And one of my friends, a close friend of mine, he said that let's get into this coffee stock. I was pretty skeptical at first, and I said that this guy is very experienced, so why not listen to his advice for once? And both of us entered this coffee stock. I'm not going to take a name, and it was a long time. It took me 1 month. The stock hadn't moved at all, and I wondered what really happened. And I talked to him. I said, it's not moving at all. I think we're just wasting our time. The funds are getting blocked. I think we should move away to a different source of investment, to a different stock. And this guy told me, Devang, wait for some more days. The returns are going to come. I know this stock. And but unfortunately, I exited because I could not hold that consolidation for such a long period of time. And the moment I exited, 1-2 days after that, the stock boomed up into circuits. And that person came to me and said, I told you had to wait. What I'm trying to tell you is stocks, like people, have personalities. I have a background in accounting, finance, you can say basically in the financials, right? So I am more comfortable with the financials. That's why when the markets had plunged, close to 30,000 on Bank Nifty 1 month back, I told you all, buy financials, Axis Bank, SBI, Bajaj Finance, because I understand their model. You will never hear from me that Devang is saying buy aluminium. Devang is saying buy coffee. Devang is saying buy tea, sugar stocks. You'll never hear that. Maybe once in a blue moon. But you'll never, because I don't understand the stocks. A person who is a coffee manufacturer, so that friend of mine, he was an agriculturist. He was a coffee manufacturer. So he knew the sector. He can make money on coffee, but I can't because I don't understand the sector. Very simple. Himalaya and I, Reliance. I can't trade, but he can. So it's not that I don't know how to trade, but it's just that Reliance does not match my personality. But why I'm telling you this is very simple. On Telegram, right? Our community, by God's grace, is getting bigger day by day. I thank you for all that support. I hope Telegram is being able to help you out. So on Telegram, a lot of stocks will be discussed every month. Maybe 50 names are being discussed, or maybe 100 names are being discussed. Now the onus is on you, because you have a limited capital. I do not want you to take every single stock that is being discussed. If I, for example, talk about Naukri.com, and if you're not a person who's comfortable with IT, ignore that script. That's what I wanted to bring out from this video. The second lesson which I want to give before I start with the post-market analysis is what Gann said. You all know I love to read about the works of Gann. This is what Gann said back in 1949 in his book 45 Years in Wall Street. And I just love the work of Gann. And as I promised, I'll be bringing out some content as I get free. I've been involved with a lot of priorities, commitments. So as soon as I get free, as promised in one of those videos, I will deliver my content. But this is what I talk about every day. Every day, people hear me speak a lot of blunt stuff on Telegram, on voice notes. But a lot of them has been derived of what I understand of Gann. Now, Gann said this rule. Why I'm teaching you this rule is you probably have heard me say this rule a lot of times. I say that never let a profit run into a loss. Everyone remembers that 15,000 call, or you can remember today's 34,500 put options. I said this, never let a profit run into a loss. I said if you are in a profit, always trail SL. Raise your stop losses so that you will never have to risk the capital or loss of capital. I always say this, when the trade moves in your direction, trail stop losses so that even if the trade goes against you, you come out cost to cost. It's very, very important, but you have to put it into the market. So even today, when the trade moved from 120, which was the cost price, when it moved further on, trail the SL so you don't make a loss. So I also always keep on saying this, when in doubt, get out. You must have heard me say that. If you have, let me know in the comments. Finally, something I want to talk about is this, the rule number one. I think that's important because can anyone tell me, let me know in the comments, what's the most easy job in the market? What's the easiest job for an amateur? Let's say you're new in the market and you come to the market. What's the easiest thing to accomplish? What do you think? According to me, it is to blow up your account. I think that's the easiest thing because everyone thinks that markets are a get quick rich scheme, and whoever comes, abnormal position sizing, and they blow up their account. So this is the advice for a lot of people who are new or who are not able to manage trades. Amount of capital that you should use on a trade. Rule number one. So Gann said 1949, 6 years before he died in 1955. He said this. He said divide your capital into 10 equal parts. Very important. And never risk more than 1/10 of a capital in a particular trade. I think that's very, very important. I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a capital of 50,000 rupees, or let's take a simple approach, easier numbers. Let's say you have a capital of 1 lakh rupees, right? Gann says that divide this capital into 10 equal parts, which means that on any single trade, you can't put more than 10,000. And that's very important. So I expect now that going forward, when I give you a trade or when you listen to any hint I give you, never ever risk more than 1/10 of your account, so that even if my trade or your trade idea goes wrong, it will take you 10 trades, really bad trades, to blow up your account. And what generally happens with us is that we put everything in a particular trade, and when that trade goes wrong, everything's wiped off. So with that note, I hope you learned something new. Let me know if these rules or lessons that I give you in the start are helpful so I can continue them in the future. Now let's talk about the markets. Two important things. Forget today's market. Two important things that you need to be aware of. Number one is the Credit Suisse report. I already shared it on Telegram today morning. This is about what Credit Suisse had to say. By the way, this is our Instagram channel. We put up a lot of updates about knowledge about the current affairs. So if you are on Instagram, make sure you follow us. We are almost about to hit 21,000 followers. Let's see if you can help us achieve this today. The username is simple, the financial analyst, as always. Now, this is what Credit Suisse had said. Now, this is very important. You have to understand the implications of this. A lot of people have started messaging me about what is the outlook of the metal sector, the steel, aluminium sector. So this post will help you understand. Now, Credit Suisse is the second broker now, the world broker, which is now getting very cautious on metals. And Credit Suisse is actually called a top on the steel sector. So they have already downgraded. By the way, not they were overweight earlier. Now from overweight, they have not come to neutral. They've come to underweight. That's a very, very big stance that they've taken. So they have already downgraded Tata Steel, JSW, and Jindal Steel. So that is a very big step that Credit Suisse has taken. Now the impact, this does not mean you start selling. Please be a mature person now. Does not mean you start selling. It basically means that the short-term pain has started in the metal sector. If you're a long-term investor holding steel, holding metal, holding aluminium at a good cost, I would say that you could book partial profit but do not be out of the entire position, because in the last 1-2 months, the entire sector has doubled. Companies like Tata Steel were at 500 rupees, I think, sorry, 2 months back, and they're at 1100 now. So they have more than doubled. So if you're holding at good costs, my advice is you can book some profits, because unless until you realize the profits, they're not profits. So my advice is book some profits, but hold the rest of the amount. If you're very skeptical, let's say if this news is bothering you, my advice is very simple. Take out your capital. Let's say you're on a 30% gain on Tata Steel, or let's say you're on a 40% gain on JSW Steel. I would suggest you take out the capital, and whatever profit is there, let it be invested. That's another advice I can give you, so that, if when the rally starts again, this will, you are still sitting in some trade. That's one advice. So short-term pain is going to be there because try to understand the ripple effect. If Credit Suisse and CIMB have downgraded this sector, it's in no time all the other big guys like JP Morgan, Chase, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, CLSA, even they will start coverage. So you have to be prepared for that. Another advice, another thing that you have to keep in mind is, now because of these reports, a lot of outflow will start from metals. You already have started seeing the outflow. If I show you chart, let's say of Hindalco, I can show you what's really happening. The charts tell you everything. These news are nothing but catalysts, to the movements. You can already see how the outflow has started. You can see the distribution or the congestion that is starting in Hindalco. My advice, or you can see Tata Steel. You can see how Tata Steel has already started breaking down because of these updates that are coming in. Tata Steel, you can see from 1250 is already 1080. So the pressure is starting. I'm not again saying short Tata Steel. I'm never saying that. But I'm just saying be careful. What I'm trying to say is, now the outflow is starting. People who have bought at lows, they will start to book profits sooner or later. So now the outflow, which means that any outflow will result into an inflow. Now this is what Credit Suisse has said. So they have said that yes, we are expecting an outflow from the sector, but that means that the inflow will start into sectors like paints, into sectors like cement. And you've already seen Asian Paints, Berger Paints going up like anything. They're going bonkers. My advice is try to follow sectors. I've been telling you, I think a day before yesterday, I said, don't focus on Nifty man for now. Focus on sectors. Because of this outflow, some inflows will be coming in. Even banks, even Credit Suisse they are, by the way, very bullish on. They've added Asian Paints and Ultratech Cements into their model portfolio. So keep a track on them. That's the reason why Asian Paints has been going up and up. It's already broken its all-time high. So keep a track on these companies. So cement sector should be personally closely tracked. The paint and varnish sector. At the same time, they have also asked private banks to be kept in focus. That is what Credit Suisse has said. Does not mean it has to be true, but let me know your comments. I would love to have your opinion on this entire issue of the metals. Now, let's talk about another issue before I start. Why I'm telling you this right now is because maybe because I'm too slow in my video delivery, a lot of people might miss some important points. That is one issue. The other issue, as everyone has just probably forgotten, MSCI semi-annual rebalancing. DJ, come on guys, everyone forgot about it. This was 2 weeks back. Forget this entire news, thanks to whatever the site is, good returns, I don't know what that is. But everyone has read this article that the semi-annual review is about to happen on May 27th. The MSCI is going to add 6 stocks. These are the 6 inclusions in the MSCI index, global standard index, that is. Now, these 6 stocks will be in focus. Why I'm saying that is because 27th May, you can see over here at the closing, all the changes will come into effect on 27th May 2021 closing. I can tell you something from personal observation. I always tell you, observe the markets. I can tell you something. Whenever there is the FTSE rebalancing, whenever there is a quarterly, or you can see the semi-annual rebalancing, whenever there is the MSCI rebalancing, there are a lot of inflows because a lot of fund managers base their own portfolios, base their own funds on the MSCI index. So if the MSCI is bringing out about a change, these fund managers, they also have to link themselves, and they also, let's say if they have added some stocks, so these fund managers, they have only time till 27th May or so to get those stocks do their buying into these stocks. So this leads to a lot of inflow into the stocks that are included and a lot of outflows from the stocks that are being excluded. Now, there is only one stock that is being excluded, which is Z Entertainment. So this will have a negative impact. I'm not saying go short, but just observe Z. It might have some negative sentiment, negative bias for trading tomorrow, because tomorrow is the last day for the changes to be made effective to. Fine. Also, these companies will please track them tomorrow, because you might be seeing abnormal movements or abnormal gains coming into these companies. Again, these moves will come around 130. Track them. I'm not saying buy or sell them, but just track them. It's for your knowledge. Okay. So Chola Mandalam, Bharat Electronics, SBI cards. You've been seeing SBI card. It's been growing exponentially. Hats off. And the Adani boys. The Adani boys just. I have no words. I've never traded Adani. I never understand Adani. He's a great guy, but I never understand his companies. So personally, whoever is an Adani person, good news for you. These guys will be seeing some good inflows. So around 130, when the institutional zone start, it's going to get some good inflows. Which brings me to my question that tomorrow, if the markets come down in the first half, second, whatever, because of the MSCI rebalancing, you could also see great buying happening. I'll come to that later. In the small cap index, these are the guys that you need to be interested in. You can just take a screenshot, note down these names. Alok, Balaji Mines, great company. Burger King, Canara Bank. So we are holding Canara Bank. CAMS is another company that you have to hold. Happiest Minds, great name. Indigo Paid. So, try to find the similarities. How Credit Suisse is saying paints will be in focus, and even Indigo Paints is being introduced in the MSCI small cap. Find these names. I think they'll be very, very important. Try to link Poly Medcure, Nagarjuna Construction, Oracle, Rain. So these names are there. So these guys might see a lot of interesting action tomorrow. 5 companies that are being excluded from MSCI small cap are Adani Total Gas, Chola Mandalam. So they're moving into the main global index. Hemisphere Properties, that will be negatively affected. KRBL and Mishra Dhatu, negatively affected. So just keep a track on this. The movement should start after the institutional zone. That is. Now, about today, let's not waste too much time. I always waste too much time of yours. Now, what is my view? A lot of people ask me, Devang, are you bearish? Today you said buy puts. Are you bearish? Now, I always tell people, do not start watching these videos from today. You have to watch it from the last few days and try to link my conversations. I have always told you, there are sometimes I'll give you trades. Sometimes I'll give you really good ideas, but most of the times you're going to get hints from me. And last, 5 days, I've been telling you what? One thing I've been telling you, that the next 20 days, buy the panic, buy the greed. So on Monday, I've sent this message, please buy the panic for the next 20 days. We bought these 35,000 calls. You're all aware of that, right? Even on Thursday, you all remember when the markets were plunging down, I told you buy 15,000 calls. I've been telling you, you're going to get all-time highs in June. We've been telling for the last 5 to 10 days, and I'm still on that. I am not bearish. Please don't mistake my intraday shorts for being bearish. Sometimes I see a momentum. Markets are trying to be weak. So as an intraday trader, I want to capture those opportunities. But does not mean I sell my entire portfolio. I've been telling you, if you're holding on to anything, hold on to them for the next 20 days. You will see good profits. If you see Nifty, the charts of Nifty, what I have been saying is not wrong at all. It's not wrong at all. People who want to doubt can keep on doubting. We bought the markets at 15,000. Wasn't that a bottom? Wasn't that a short-term bottom for Nifty? We were the first people. 15,000 was the level we bought at. And right now, we're already up 300 points. Sorry, we've captured about 400 points from the bottom. And I've been telling you from that point, buy the panic no matter what. And every single day, Nifty is giving you higher closings. That gives you a lot of information. Every day, higher closing. That tells you that the markets don't want to come down. You might see volatility on account of monthly expiry, monthly adjustments. Lots of movements take place. But do not mistake me for being bearish. Hope that is clear. Hope that all people are aware of this. I hope you are. Also, if you're new on Telegram, it's you can always subscribe. We have now 7,600 subscribers, I think. Let's see if we can touch 8,000 today. That would mean a lot to me. Share it with your friends. The channel name is TFA Investments, or you can search The Financial Analyst. You'll come to our channel. Now, today was all about IT. We gave you that hint. I have been telling you, Himalaya has been telling you. Today in the morning, I sent this message. Nifty IT is very strong. Get my hints, guys. I can't give you really pinpointing entries. That's not my job. I'm here to help you survive in the market. Again, I said, IT, please add in your portfolio. I gave you two names, InfoEdge, Nazara Tech. If you went intraday on them, you would be still fine. A lot of people go intraday on my trades. I'm okay with that. It's up to your capital, up to your appetite. I recommended around 4,500. Himalaya did two, and we got about 45.40. If you know the highs, that's the high. 45.40 was the high today, about 1% clocked in. Same with Nazara. Nazara was at 1760. When we recommended, we touched 1800. Again, at 2.5%. I hope you made some money. I'm still bullish on the IT sector. More bullish on InfoEdge. I've never been so bullish on a company before. Get info in your portfolio. Nazara Tech, not so bullish as well. That's why I said very strong, strong. We're also holding HCL Tech, if you remember, 930s. So that's what I said. I said, we'll come to these message later. I said, Pyramid IT, don't sell at any cost. Get this advice. Hope you did. I gave one trade to you. I gave one trade to you about 34,500 put options. And I hope you were in profits. I got I got a lot of screenshots and was very happy to see people making money on that trade. We got about 25% high risk. We had a zero trade, and from 120 we touched 150, not once, not twice, three times. We got a fall in the market three times, and even though if you were holding, you should have made a profit. I have booked a lot of my quantity just holding small now as 00 because the closing of Bank Nifty was not very strong. I told you this very, very carefully. If Bank Nifty wants to be trending tomorrow, it has to give you a really good closing. But I didn't get a really good closing. So I'm going to stay away from banks for tomorrow. Does not mean I'm bearish on banks. I just said I am bullish on the markets. So for tomorrow, it's the monthly expiry. Be careful. Follow that 1/10th rule by GAN. Please, it's a request. But if you're enjoying the video so far, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the likes. Share if the video is appealing to you. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be updated as soon as I upload a video. Now let's talk about the markets for tomorrow. Let's talk about the markets for tomorrow. I never do my research. I was actually waiting for the data to come in, but I thought that's going to be too late. So why not get the video out? Let me just see the cash data. Yes, so the cash data is out. FIIs have again bought 241 crores and the DIIs have sold 458 crores. So the FIIs are momentum traders. They continue to buy. They are with us. We retailers are with the FIIs. We're going with the flow. Go with the flow. You're going to touch the all-time highs in the next 5-10 days. I think the monthly expiry is an event which is holding you back. You might see markets coming down tomorrow. Let's see about that. But you should, when the June series starts, I think we should start to break the all-time highs. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens in the first week of June itself. The first 20 days are important. Maybe then a major top is made. I'll tell you about that later, but forget about what I said right now. Now, Nifty. Let's talk about Bank Nifty first. In Bank Nifty, first of all, 15-minute chart. You have to understand, see what happened in Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty has a very, very big range. What I mean to say that is you made a high of 35,200 approximately, right? That's the highs that have been made. And I think Nifty is, let's start with Nifty. Nifty is easy. We'll then give the analysis of Bank Nifty later. Nifty is very easy. Nifty has been supported by IT. It's very, very clear. Nifty wasn't coming down. What were the sectors responsible for holding Nifty down? That was, I think, metals. That the only sector. Oil and gas was one sector. By the way, IOC is outperforming. You all remember the pick of IOC. I hope that is in your portfolio. I've been reminding you for 2 days. I'm not going to do it again. IOC is very, very strong. I said it at 107, 106. Right now it's at 112. Already 5% clocked in. So I hope you made money on IOC. You can see the entire sector is down, but only IOC is up. So I hope that has made you some money. Oil and gas has underperformed today. Oil and gas has underperformed today. Even metals have seem to be down today. So these two sectors, even pharma has been down. So these two sectors are holding markets down, and banks were fine. They were choppy. Cement, so the raw sector rotation, what just correct. So he said cement saw great inflows. DLF up, Grasim up. Ultratech is doing fine. Let me just see Ultratech. If Credit Suisse is saying something, why not listen to them? So Ultratech is actually consolidating. It's actually doing a very, very good consolidation. And Ultratech, you can see a great resistance here. So the moment you start to see a breakout of the resistance, try to get into Ultratech. We tried to buy Ultratech over here, but failed. So maybe it's time that we start to buy Ultratech again. Let's see what's happening with DLF. Great, it's doing very very well. LNT, what Himalaya has already recommended the entire community. It's being strong. Nothing to worry. Shri is something I recommended, but it's not working out. By the way, if you have Shri, our SL was 27,300 or 200, I believe. It's already been taken out. If you still want to stay, it's totally up to you. But now for a swing trade, it's lost the momentum. For long term, I'm going to be there. I don't have a lot of quantity, so I'm going to be there for long term. My long term SL is below 26,000. Any closing below this. But for a short term trader, accept loss. I'm sorry for that. We hit a very small 400 rupees loss. We bought around 27, I think 800, and SL was 27,200. We hit the SL, should be out. Ambuja Cement, what's happening in Ambuja Cement? So you can see how the sector is consolidating at highs. So focus on this sector. Maybe it's got something in store for us. Maybe we see a good rotation happening. Tech sector, as I've been saying, it is very, very strong, guys. Infosys has just given a breakout today after very, very long consolidation. Keep it in track. Tech sector, I think, is going to be responsible. Today, top gainer in tech, I think, Naukri.com. I am telling you again and again, I have not been so bullish on a company before. Take a hint if you can. I can't give you more reasons. I'm not here to give you reasons. You know charts. I have other information. So just be bullish on Naukri.com. We are also holding HCL Tech. It's fine. Nothing to worry about HCL Tech. Infi is up. Infi is a nifty guy. Even TCS is a nifty guy. So these guys will be responsible. TCS could break out tomorrow. It's giving you a good double bottom formation. So TCS, if it goes up, Infi goes up, Nifty will remain at highs. So keep that point in mind. Larsen and Toubro Infotech, another company I expect everyone to hold. It's a request. I mean, have you ever seen Devang when I'm begging you to buy a company? I'm begging you, buy Larsen and Toubro Infotech, buy Naukri.com. So please consult your advisors. It's all banter, but please get into the IT sector. Get into the IT sector. All right. So Larsen Toubro Infotech is strong. It is very, very strong. Naukri.com is very, very strong. Should give you the money. So what I'm trying to say is the Nifty IT will help you. He'll help the Nifty sector, Nifty index stay high. If Nifty IT sees profit booking, I think that's the sector which is responsible for the gain. So you can see Nifty coming down tomorrow. But if Nifty IT is strong, you should again go to highs. You should again close the highs tomorrow. So that brings me to the intraday view of Nifty for tomorrow. Nifty tomorrow has basically today, Nifty could not come down in the last couple of, in the entire session actually. Nifty, opened somewhere over here. It opened with a gap, with a gap up, sold it into, and then went up. You can see a great consolidation sideways day range has been made. So whenever a range has been made, that makes a trade very, very simple. So how can you trade Nifty tomorrow? It's very, very simple. First of all, track the Nifty IT index. Let me see the Nifty IT index to give you a better understanding. Nifty IT index, you can see it's just given a beautiful breakout, which means that now Nifty IT is all set towards 27,500. Don't sell IT. It's a request to you all. Now, so if IT, again, follow my Mahindra rule. If Nifty IT opens with a gap down tomorrow, sideways day, which means that Nifty maybe because of the adjustments could come down. If Nifty IT opens flattish, you could start again to see that rally because every SL has been taken out of the seller. Every seller has got his SL. He's out. The buyers are strong. Short covering will follow. It's going to come towards 27,500 sooner or later, maybe in a couple of days. So flat opening is important. A big gap up will lead to some profit booking, which will mean Nifty opens gap up, but then sees profit booking all session. But flat opening will be ideal because people who miss the rally will again enter and will start to get Nifty higher. Talking about Nifty now, you always think I'm never going to come to it. But talking about Nifty now, see, on expiries, generally markets make a range. That's why expiry is for option sellers, right? But tomorrow could be a trending market. Nifty could be great. If you want to be a buyer now, Nifty is the one for you. Nifty is the one for you. Track Nifty IT. You don't need financial services to help Nifty go higher. Financial service need to be muted, need to just be stable. If they're down, yes, Nifty will try to come down. But if Nifty Finance or Nifty Bank is stable, 0.1, 0.2% up, that is still fine because the other big guys, heavyweights, can help Nifty go higher. So tomorrow, observe where Nifty opens. If the Nifty is opening somewhere in this range, let's say Nifty opens over here, that is great. That is great. Observe the first 15, 20 minutes, 15, 30 minutes. If Nifty breaks out, be a buyer in Nifty. I think that then we should be a buyer in Nifty. If you're in shorts in Nifty, it's a signal for you to get out. It's a signal for you to get out. Also, if you trade in tomorrow's expiry, it has to be hero zero. If you trade after 12 o'clock, so don't have any stop losses, please. So my advice is, if you get flattish opening, or if you're opening in this range, I think 280 all the way to 1315, I think you're fine. I think you're fine. It's a good 20, 30 point range, and Nifty should head higher. You should not forget that Nifty has closed at 15,301. So we've closed above 15,300. So you can see how strong the buyers are. Tomorrow, observe that if you open a big gap up, then you can see profit booking. It's a monthly expiry also. So then the day will become, slow and steady sideways. It could become something like this. And maybe then from Friday, the market again starts to move higher. But tomorrow, what will be the matter of concern? The matter of concern will be if for some reason markets open gap down over here. If the markets open below 15,280, then this area will become a resistance, and this area 15,150 will become support. So then tomorrow the range for Nifty will be 15,150, even it could be 15,120 till 15,320. So the hint I'm trying to give you is that if tomorrow Nifty opens gap down, it's going to be a sideways day. It's going to be a sideways day, but don't be then bullish. If let's say markets give you a gap down and then markets try to come for a breakout, I will not be buying that breakout. That's what I'm trying to, the hint I'm trying to give you. So just keep that point in mind. If a very big gap down happens, maybe then even the support could be broken. But if a small gap down happens and if the markets come down, I think this area is a great place to buy, even a 15,120. So try to buy some quantities here. If markets break that, then I think this is a must buy level, 15,120. So let's keep a track on that. Overall, I'm still bullish. Maybe tomorrow markets could fall because of monthly adjustments, but I am still bullish. Let's see SGX Nifty before I forget. I don't know what SGX Nifty is doing. What's the hangover today? Let's see that. SGX Nifty is doing fine. Nothing to worry there. Dollar is also doing fine below 90. So that's also bullish. The global markets are also fine. UK is up. UK is flat. All the other guys are flat. So nothing to worry. Bitcoin is gone up for above 40,000. I don't know what's up with Bitcoin. It's all denominated by the tweets of Tesla now. But just a couple of days back, you were at 25,000, 25 lakh, sorry, on Bitcoin, BTC, INR. We're back to 30 lakh. We're back to 40,000 on dollar. So no one knows what's really going to happen. No one knows what's going to really happen. So be careful is what all I can say. Nifty Bank now. Finally, just 5 minutes I'll take off your time. Not 5, 2 minutes. Nifty Bank, very, very simple. Nifty Bank's been weak. It had a week. So if markets really had to trend today, I asked you that Nifty Bank should close here so that you can see a trending market. But the very fact of matter that some selling has come in, it means that FIIs are booking profits. That's visible from the FII data that I send you every day. Stock futures are coming down again and again. So the FIIs are booking profits ahead of the expiry. Now I am not so interested in Nifty Bank tomorrow. You know when can I be interested? See, if for example, Nifty Bank opens gap down somewhere over here, that would mean that even Nifty opens gap down, then this support could be taken out. But I'm not so interested. I don't know why I'm not getting that feeling. It's not so interesting. Couple of things could happen. I can give you scenarios, play accordingly. Play Nifty. I would suggest you play Nifty or play with stocks. I'm just not comfortable with Bank Nifty for some reason. So I think if, for example, you open in this range, if let's say you're opening here in this range, somewhere around here, flattish opening, then this becomes range for Nifty Bank. 35,200, 34,500, 450. It becomes a good range, 600 point range. If you think that range is too big, 35,000 round number could be protected. Maybe it is not broken tomorrow. It's a strong level. So you can say 35,000 to 34,000, 450, 500. A good 500 point range I can expect. Then I'm not expecting breakout. if breakout has to happen, if a trending market has to happen, it will be proved in the first 15-30 minutes, because Nifty is at breakout. Nifty is at breakout. And if Nifty breaks out, Bank Nifty has to support. It has to support partially. That is what I'm trying to say. So if Nifty wants to break out, if Nifty Bank wants to break out, it will open somewhere here. It will open just at the top. A good 250-point gap up, 300-point gap up. That is going to be required. Otherwise, I personally believe even if we open somewhere here and the markets go higher, this will be very difficult to break. And maybe then we can just consolidate here, setting a mood for the next day. Setting a mood for the next day. But for me, Bank Nifty is quite sideways. If anyone is holding 34,500 puts, then you require some kind of gap down opening. That is what you require. Then and you can exit some quantity here. If that is broken out, great. Exit at 34,200. I don't know if that's going to come or not tomorrow. We have to observe in live market. There's so much volatility. So I will expect everyone to wait for my live market updates. But if you are in a put, then my suggestion is if you open gap up, then exit. Then exit, please. Then don't keep waiting what will happen. If you want to hold 0-0, that's your idea. I can't keep controlling you. But 0-0s, no one knows what turns 0, what turns 0. So this is the idea for Nifty Bank. I'm still not very clear about it. And because of that, I really don't want to give you a view. But overall, I think Nifty Bank could be sideways, but Nifty could emerge into a trend depending upon the opening. I will give you a 0-0 trade tomorrow also, because the monthly expiry, I will play with you. But please understand, 0-0 trade is supposed to be with 1-2 quantity, 3-4 quantity, depending upon capital. 0-0 means the capital can go to 0, because we don't keep a stop loss, just like today. Today we were lucky to make some profit. Tomorrow I'll try to give you a trade, maybe long, maybe short, depending upon the markets, the mood I see. But please control your risk. That is my last concern. And don't forget what I said in the starting. Stocks are like people, index are like people. You have to see what suits you. That's all for now. Thank you so much.